Down around the corner, half a mile from here. See them both feet running, you see them disappear. Without love, where would you be now, 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 now? Whoa, where would you be now? If you could not tell by my terrible yet enthusiastic singing, this is one of my absolute favorite parts of the entire game. The subway station running underneath the sunken continent, still running after all these years, millennia, centuries, however long, still running, and many of its trapped passengers have turned into zombies. I guess you could, or ghouls to be specific. I guess there could be a worse fate, but this part is so much fun because it's so cool, and yet it's also pretty easy. There's only one enemy really that you need to watch out for, and those are the Needlians, or the Need Lions. They're the upgraded palette swap of the Pebblers, and they hurt right now. So if we see one, we are going to have to run and book it like crazy, because they can hurt for about 200 to 300 hit points a pop if you're not careful. So once we see them, we need to run and get out of here, because Needlians are a Pure Land enemy. We haven't reached the Pure Land yet, but we are in no way equipped to deal with enemies that harken from there. So we're about near the end of the train, so we need to be getting out of here before we see one of those Need Lions. Well, I thank you for casting Defender on me, you silly little eggplant man. I will kill you now while you're down on the ground. There we go. Was this from the Rabbi? What's in here? Candy. Oh, I wish it had been like 4 GP like you see from the Need Line sometimes. Well, that was a pretty fortunate occurrence, actually. Not having to, boy, he is all up on my tail right now. Hello there, beast zombie. Those are easy to kill. Let's come on, though. Let's get a move on, because we're almost at the end of the sunken continent here. Once we get out of here, we're in the clear. Let's go around the corner here. There'll probably be some... There's a Darkstalker. Once we get toward the end, there'll be some Captain Ducks awaiting us at the end of our little ride here. Wow, that was a nice little tangle/whacking combo. And there's a switch in here. It's hidden, but you have to push it to move on past this point. Let's get out of here before they explode us at all. And then just come on down around the way here. Looks like it's just me and the Darkstalker on this level, since none of them are using ranged weapons that can work on multiple levels, like the bow or the javelin. Come on down. You're the next contestant on Die. Alright, nice. Well, that didn't exactly keep him down, but whatever. That ice saber break is going to be the death of you, I believe. Yep, that is correct. And then just come around down here, down to this little door right here, and you'll be outside the sunken continent. Almost. Not quite. Hey, it's the Scorpion Gang, just kind of out of nowhere. Hey, you, see? I did some nosing around. I did my research. I've looked at your Wikipedia page, and it seems that you're the legendary knight. Yeah, see? We're gonna be rich, boss, see? Shut up, yeah. I love the Scorpion Gang so much, and I'm in a good mood today. So much of a good mood that I'm mostly just gonna tackle Kettlekin here with weapons. They're sending yet another robot after us. This is the nice, shiny, silvery Kettlekin, and he doesn't have very much, going for him at all. In fact, he just casts Lucid Barrier, so he's still not immune to spells. But he is immune to physical attacks, and he doesn't have very many hit points, only 1,230 hit points. If you just go ahead and dispel his Lucid Barrier, go ahead and get rid of that, and then quickly go in with the Magic Absorb. If you take away his magic, he's really got only those hammers, which admittedly do kind of hurt. Alright, we got in there before he was able to use it's Lucid Barrier. What am I talking about? I can still absorb his magic anyway. God, I'm a dummy. Let's see. So let's just go and suck it all up anyway. I think that may have been it for the magic, though. Owie, we're both unconscious. That's no good. Well, it would be nice if Kettlekin had gotten whacked. Oh my. Is it up to me? Oh good, the Lucid Barrier is gone. So see, he does hurt. And you have to be very careful about getting close to him offensively. All you gotta do is take down his Lucid Barriers when he uses that particular spell. Let's go ahead and use a Cure Water while everybody's awake. If he were smart, he'd use some hammers right now. I thought I dispelled that magic, mister. But yeah, that's really the only thing he does that's too awfully terrible, is using Lucid Barrier. But if you get a few hundred points in per pop, then he goes down pretty quickly, even for just a boss fight. No need to waste magic here, actually. See, that's a quick fight even with weapons. No point in wasting your lovely magic, and I don't think any of us even leveled up, really. So yeah, Kettlekin is a bit of an offensive beast, but he has virtually no hit points whatsoever, so he is mega easy. Do you get anything cool from Kettlekin, like we did Egagropolon? Nope, not so much. And that's the last we'll ever see of the Scorpion Gang. They are not going to mess with us anymore, and we won't see them. I'm gonna miss the comic relief, to be honest. Yeah, meh. We'll see you never again, meh. But once you beat Kettlekin, you are outside the Sunken Continent. It's on to the second part of the Grand Palace now, which is the Elemental Crystal Orb stage of the palace. And this can be very confusing if you don't do it pretty much in 1, 2, 3, point A to point B order, because there are very many confusing paths around here. But all you gotta do now is go to this bottom door, and you're in the bottom part of the Grand Palace. This is actually a fairly easy part if you know what you're doing. And for the sake of time, I'm going to try to edit out much of it. I think I called these guys Hellhounds earlier. They're actually called Heckhounds. You know that good old Nintendo censoring. Can't have any cursing, but we sure won't notice a naked body in a book for the right price. And these are Doom Swords. You kind of want to take your time and kill these guys if you have a chance, because it's pretty easy to get killed around here if you get caught up in the wrong circumstances. And Doom Swords have fairly frequent treasure drops, and when they do drop a treasure chest, they give you Cups of Wishes, which is super excellent. So basically, after we kill this guy and see if he gives us anything useful, Doom Swords are kind of hard to hit on occasion, so let's just move on for now. But what you want to do is there are going to be 7 elemental orbs around here, and each of them is going to use a different elemental. So what you want to do is go to this side door over here, and you can generally tell which orb you're going to have to use. You can analyze if you want, but all of these rooms are dressed up to look like old palaces, for example, and they generally go in the order in which you got the elementals. So if you remember your palace layouts and your color schemes and whatnot, you can actually kind of deduce your way through these crystal orbs. Like, this place looks like the underground palace, as you'll recall. So we're going to be using the gnome orb here. Or we're going to be using gnome on the crystal orb, rather. That's not quite how these things work. Well, I guess technically it is a gnome orb, but I am just kind of babbling. And for the sake of time, I just like fighting these Doom Swords, but for the sake of time, it takes a while to get through here. So we're going to get as many of these orbs as we can done today. So there's going to be a lot of editing and a lot of just cutting from one place to the next, because these rooms, there are generally 2 crystal orbs per room, and they're fairly symmetrical. So when we go up here, oh hey, National Scar, give me just a second to beat this guy, actually. But yeah, anyway, this is the Underground Palace room, and we are going to use Earth Slide, because that's generally the spell that activates Gnome Citric Orbs. And we are going to have to activate these crystal orbs in order to take down some obstacles that'll help us get farther and farther around here. So once you get through one of these rooms, they're usually pretty symmetrical. You can just generally go to the other side and activate another crystal orb. See, this place is very water palacey, so after I fight these Doom Swords, we're going to use Undine on the orb located in here. A Doom Sword dropped this treasure chest here. Let's see if it's a Cup of Wishes, like I said it would be. Excellent! And I actually needed one, so I was able to take it. And generally, we're going to use Freeze on this crystal orb, but generally the National Scar doesn't appear until after you activate the crystal orb. So that last one in the Underground Palace area is a fluke. See, he just kind of pops up after it appears. But after I fight him, we'll move on to the next part of this palace. So we leave the Undine portion of the puzzle-solving area. Now let's get out of here while we still can. I like to come up way farther than I need to give my guys a little leeway, although it seems the sprite is still pretty much a freaking idiot. And he didn't come with me, so that means I took some damage from these gremlins that I really don't like fighting because their forks hurt. They really should stop fighting all these guys. And now we come back to the first room here. Hello, Mr. Turtle Ants. Turtle Ants are very rough. I don't know if we've encountered one yet, although I'm kind of sure we have. But they do this little car driving type thing. It's cute and all, but it does hurt sometimes. And you can get caught up in it if you're not careful. Now, the gremlins are okay as long as you keep them down on the ground, but in a room like that, the previous one where there are 3 of them, I just like to get out of there because they have some nasty magic and their physical attacks hurt like hell. Not so much the boy, but like the girl and the sprite, they take some fairly heavy, thick damage numbers. So now let's come on up the way here, and we are going to have to come around, and I am not even going to mess with them. And actually, if you're not careful with your allies, they can go down the stairs for you. So let's go down here and whip our way around. Just forget the fact that these guys even exist if we can. And then come over to the left here. Now this wall right here is down, and it would not have been down had we not activated the Undine and Gnome Crystal Orbs. That's why you generally want to do these things in order, so that you don't get stuck later on and do something stupid. So now let's go through here and see what color this is. This is very, what? I may actually have to analyze this one, unless I get my thinking cap on, but I think this is more a Wind Palace type thing. I think this is Sylphid. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is the Wind Palace room, so I am going to bust out Sylphid here. Generally, you don't have to use Thunderbolt on Crystal Orbs for some reason. Air Blast is generally the Sylphid spell that works there. So, you hear that distant sound, you come on around, and get through the door before Heckhound can do anything terrible to you, and then just come around the way here. And before you go up the stairs, come this way, and this will lead you to the Fire Palace room. This one is a pretty big duh. See, bright red, kind of fiery looking anyway. Yeah, this is most likely the Salamando room. Okay, Fireball is generally how these Salamando crystal orbs work, so let's try that. Perfect, excellent. Now let's get out of here. Let's just cut down through here before anything bad can happen to us, and we don't even have to whip back across the post. We can just go up the stairs. Bye-bye, National Scar. And now the doors you want to go through here are kind of well hidden, but not really. You just want to go to the right here. And hey, alright, treasure chest waiting right there for us, just in the middle of the hallway. What's in it? Nice. So pretty soon everybody's going to have level 7 weaponry. And you just want to go into the right here. What have we got here? Well, Hadur, this is obviously Palace Darkness Shade Orb. Well, if I was going to use a Shade spell on an orb, I haven't had to do that yet, but I would probably use Dark Force if I had to use anything, so let's try that. Excellent. Good guess, Jess. And when you leave the Shade Room, you just cut right across the hall. Let's try to immobilize Heckhound before he does anything terrible here. Actually, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to go back down through here. Little bit of a waste of time there. Sorry. Come through the hallway, girl. Meet us in the, I think, Palace of Light. Yeah, this is the Golden Tower room right here, obviously. Alright, girl. Time to pull your weight for once. This is a Lumina Orb. So we're going to use Lucid Beam on it. 8 magic points. That kind of hurts, but I can't really see Lightsaber or Lucid Barrier doing the job. Alright. So now that's 6 orbs. Wow. Boy, that National Scar came out swinging. Anyhow, that's 6 orbs down out of 7. We've only got 1 more after today, but I think today we're going to have to stop here. And next time we will activate the 7th and final Elemental Orb, and that'll allow us to get back to the beginning of the Tree/Grand Palace, back to the top of the Sunken Continent in any event. So we're going to stop here and call it a day, and next time we will do the last Crystal Orb and fight quite a boss gauntlet. It's pretty amazing, actually. We're nowhere near done with the Grand Palace. We're done with the puzzle-solving portion, pretty much, but nowhere near done with the boss fights. See you tomorrow.